Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and you guys may remember we did a video on the overview of the Larry Schroll estate and the amazing cars that he has overall. And the first auction, it's going to have some of the best cars, I think, in the first auction. What we wanted to do, because everybody was really excited, was that we wanted to do a walkthrough of each property. So this is the first property that we're going to be showing you guys, which is the house property. It has a 34 Ford. It's up at the house that you guys will show you clips of. But then also we wanted to show you guys was in the pole barn. There is a ton of awesome stuff. Got my little cheat sheet that Jody and Dave gave me because there is like so much here. It's hard to keep me on track, so we're going to do that. And we're going to go through and show you guys all the cars a little more in detail and show you guys all this amazing stuff that's going to be for sale coming this summer. So let's go. So first thing that you'll notice is Larry collected a little bit of everything, which is really awesome. He had, you know, his tastes varied and they were all pretty cool. So this first car we have is a 72 Lincoln Continental, big, you know, Mark IV Lincoln. That basically, the one thing I'll say about most of the cars in this property, they all were like driven in recent history, recent as in like 90s or something, maybe later. But you will see this is a complete car, just covered in stuff. But I mean, it was like CB radio, what? But you get to see the keys are in it. It's like, you know, he drove it in one day, got bored with it, and got the next one. So here it is. I'm not going to go too in depth. It's a 72 Continental. It's cool. No offense to anybody that's into them, but it is what it is. Big car, really clean, and I bet this thing would run with not a lot of work.
What's the chassis?
Oh, way back there. We got some better shots earlier. We'll show you guys. Oh, we didn't uncover it.
No, it's totally covered.
Oh my God, I uncovered it, but I covered it back up. This is a Model A. This is like a complete Model A, like restored, minus the body. I mean, we got interior, the seat, everything. I mean, it looks like this thing, again, we could just throw some gas in it and drive this thing around. There's even a battery in it. So this is like an amazing start for either a restoration car or somebody who wants to build a hot rod. You can plop a body on here and have fun. So this thing, all the hard work's basically done. It's all clean and painted and everything. So really, really cool. This one will be sold with some of the other parts and stuff like that, but really cool. So next to it, we have a 22, I think? I'm going from memory here. 22, 23. Yeah, 22, I was right. So this is a 1922 Ford Model T sedan. This thing is like all original. It's even got its little bunny driver in it, which is really cool. But this thing's like all original. It looks to me like it's pretty much original paint. Which is like just beautiful. I mean, it's a sedan, but it's so well preserved. It's just amazing. So a little bit of stuff on it. I don't know what's in this box.
Looks heavy.
It does look heavy. Nothing interesting. Anyways, so this is the 1922 sedan, pretty much complete car. And everything's there. Like, I mean, I don't know if this has been restored. We didn't touch a lot of this stuff, but like, this is a complete car.
An inspection sticker there in the window.
Yeah, very old, extremely faded. But this car is something that looks like you could just get it going with very little work. And if you want a good entry-level Model T, these are pretty affordable right now. And you could not pick a cleaner, better car to get into the antique car hobby than a Model T sedan like this, because it's, you know, you could clean it up, take this to the show, and you would be the star of any local show because it's so like perfectly weathered, which is really awesome. So that's that. We're gonna wander back to behind Mike here. We have a 1936, I believe it is, Ford. We're going to call it a street rod, I guess is the best term for it. This started out as a 1936 pickup and was modified, has like a homemade bed, but it still has a 36 cab, has 36 grille. It has the hood, of course.
You see the interior?
The interior is as awesomely 60s, 70s
shag
as it gets.
carpet.
Look at that, wall-to-wall shag. And I don't know what that hood is for, but there's a super cool louvered hood in there. That's really awesome. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. CB radio, noticing a trend here.
This guy likes CBs.
This is awesome. But this thing's super cool. It's pretty much like a time warp from a from like a 70s street rod. This thing's pretty much like a time warp. The 70s stuff's coming back, so this might be a good one. But either way, 35, 36 pickups are like really, really hot right now, so it's good to see anything like this. It's got the big meaty back tires with the spinners on the wheels. The bed is filled with stuff like everything. We don't know what we're going to find in here parts-wise, but pretty amazing. So next to that is right up my alley is a 3031 Model A Coupe. This car is has a, I guess you would call it an amateur restoration. It's a nice solid car. It's just had like an amateur restoration. It's not, you're not going to win the best awards in the world, but this is an amazing car to just get in and drive, which is, you know, I think is actually better. So this car would be a great candidate for somebody that wants to get into the Model A or early Ford world, doesn't want to spend $40,000 on a fully show winning or $35,000 on something that's crazy. This thing is like really clean, and it's really, I mean, it's all there. It's literally all, I mean, it's incredible. So this thing even will, it's a deluxe, so it's got the dual side mounted spares. It's got the cowl lights. So I don't know the history. I don't know, like we're just using a paper here of what we have, but I don't know if this car was originally had all this, but it has it now, which is really cool. So this is, again, great car if you're looking to get into the Model A club. This is a great car for that, to take the shows. And you can see it's there. Here's our oil can.
Oh, yeah.
It's falling down, so he was probably oiling and probably kept it in there for oiling, but leave that there for now. Even has gas in the bowl. Obviously that gas is not good.
We need
But
Grandpa Joe here to help us.
yeah, Joe would be a great help with this stuff. So this car, again, great, super solid car. Looks to me like you could clean the carburetor, clean the gas tank, you know, change out, probably mess with the points, and you'd have a running driving car. It's just in great shape. So this is a really nice car, and obviously one of my favorites in the building. So now, this is my favorite car. You guys may not believe this, but this is my favorite car in the building. This is a 55 Ford T-Bird. I love these cars. This is on my bucket list cars to own. But this car is like, I mean, it's perfect for, you know, a barn find type car, or a, you know, a sitting when parked type car. This is amazing. The car has the factory hardtop on it, which is really cool. So they made aftermarket ones, but there was also factory option hardtops. So it's got the Ford, you know, option hardtop on it, which is really cool. It's red with the white and red interior, which is one of my favorite combos, honestly.
Definitely a barn find. There's a spider web right there.
Yeah, yeah. But this thing is amazing. Like the steering wheel, the steering column, one of the most stylish cars of its time, in my opinion. To be honest, I'd probably, personally, I'm more of a Ford guy. I'd probably take this over a Corvette myself. But this is just an awesome car. Like this paint, you can see, like, we could probably, the paint will shine, you know, just by a spit polish. We'd have a shiny car. So you could wash this car, polish it up, put some air in tires, do a normal maintenance, and you have a running driving car, which would be just like amazing. So this thing is great. Again, it's probably my favorite car in here in this building, believe it or not, even over a Model A. So I'm going to go that way. I'll meet you on this side. All right, so this right here is a 73 Corvette. This thing, again, much like the T-Bird next to it, looks like it was just driven, backed in here, parked, and never touched again for many, many years.
Except for the raccoon.
The little raccoon's been using it as a playpen on it, but even so, the car will clean up. It's got like the T-tops on it, which is pretty cool. That's set up here. I'm not a Corvette guy, so there might be a better terminology, but this Corvette is in great shape. The interesting thing about this year of Corvette is it's kind of like a changeover year. So the front has the plastic bumper on it, but in the back it still has the metal bumper like the earlier Stingrays had on them. It's still got the metal bumpers. So kind of a neat transition year if you guys are into collecting Corvettes. This is kind of a quirky year, if you will. So for somebody that collects Corvettes, this is pretty neat. The car, let's see if I can get this. First time this door's been open. I don't think anybody's opened this. Let me get my box out of the way here. Center console is, oh look, there's a house phone. Are you kidding me?
That's not a house phone.
Oh, it's a recorder. Is it a recorder? I don't know. I've never seen that. Wow. Anyways, this is really awesome. So black interior, great shape, house phone or something, which is really awesome.
Could be an early mobile phone.
Could, maybe. But anyways, great shape. We'll get some shots of hoods open and stuff as, you know, in the parting shots here. But this Corvette's in great shape. Again, it's with it having the plastic front bumper and the metal rear bumper. That's kind of interesting if you're into collecting these. Overall, I don't see any major repairs on this car until we get them out in the sun. We'll never know. But this thing is pretty much untouched other than the, you know, the center console being a little taken apart. So behind is also relevant to my interests, and I've been wanting to uncover this car. It's sitting a little low. We have a 50 Merc lead sled that's been chopped back in the day and flamed, Frenched headlights, and louvered hood. Super cool. That just made this car way cooler. That's why you had the blanket over the hood.
Because there's louvers.
Look at this hood. Dude, this is so killer. Oof. It's not a barn find unless there's raccoon poop. This has raccoon poop. We're going to carefully take the raccoon poop over there out of the way. Insert comments about people yelling at me. I'm going to get...
Hot. Do you want to...
Yeah, let's see what's under the hood. I've been wanting to see. So obviously the car has a lot of body work that's done to it. It's probably, I'm going to guess, was done in the maybe the 60s, 70s, could even be the 80s, judging by the style of the car. But still, a chopped 50 Merc is like kind of the dream for a lot of custom guys. So, hood is popped. I gotta be careful with these big hoods. First time you open them. There we go. It's got the dual spotlights. Oh, it's got
Is that a Ford?
Ford engine in it. Yeah. A Ford and a Ford. I would not have guessed that. I would have thought this would have had a small block in it, small block Chevy in it. Wow. Super cool. So, yeah, this thing's awesome. That's actually kind of neat. It's pretty quirky. It looks like there was some painting being done on the firewall and things like that they were tinkering. But again, this thing's so complete. It looks like you could get in it and drive it.
It's chopped so much I can't get the camera in.
But if you notice, it's got the Lincoln steering wheel in it. It's pretty cool. Let's see if I can get this to, there we go.
That door open on that side?
Yep. It's got a floor shift, which is killer. 8-track player. I love that all these cars have CBs and 8-tracks. It tells you when they were parked last time they were driven. What's the gauges we got there? A little tack.
Yeah. There's
Pressure.
a mile per hour, Stewart Warner mile per hour gauge bolted on the bottom.
Nice. I love the steering wheel. This thing is cool. But this car, I don't think would take a lot to make this a presentable driving custom that would just be really awesome. But the hard work is done. It's been chopped. It's been Frenched. It's been decked. It's been louvered. It's had all the stuff done. So very, very cool. I'm interested to see how all the stuff was done. Check out the hubcaps too. It's got the old school accessory flippers. Something you could have probably bought at Pep Boys back in the day. All right, so this is nicely preserved actually. A 79 Ford Ranchero GT, which has the decal package on it, which is really, really cool. Luckily it was covered up with a car cover, so it still is like...
Raccoon was using that as its...
Yeah, unfortunately, but... Uh-oh, this one's locked. It's tinted. But we'll pull the cover off just a little bit so you guys can check it out and see. Yeah, I mean, the paint's still shiny on it. It's great. Let's see if we can get the hood. All right, ready? All right. It's all there.
AC car.
That's right. Woo! It's got a little bit of smell under there from raccoons. Man, that thing's clean. Look at that. Factory radiator hoses. I'm curious what this has for mileage on it. This car is remarkably clean. It's under 50,000 miles. I think when we looked, it was right around 48,000 and change, but it's under 50,000 miles, and the car literally smells like a new car when you get inside of it. Overall, the car is really clean. You know, Ranchero, usually guys used them as trucks. This car was used very minimally. We looked in the bed of the Ranchero, and there's like almost no wear in the bed, which is really incredible. The paint's really, really nice. The interior with the red interior is a nice contrast with the silver. Also very, very nice. And the fact that it's the GT edition really makes it just a little bit better. All right, so this next one is a 69 T-Bird. Another big car, big heavy car. But there is a theme here if you guys notice. You know, there's a early T-Bird, and then we have some of the later T-Birds. Gonna move my chairs here.
Door won't open because of the rug.
I'm just gonna take a peek.
Does that smell good in there?
Smells good. You know what's funny is every car I think has a hat in it. Like there was like a driving hat for every car. But all there. But yeah, nice complete T-Bird color.
Huge.
Huge, big T-Bird. So if you're into these, really neat car.
This is even larger by like
Yes.
a foot and a half.
You guys may be able to answer a little better, but we believe it's like a 72-ish Lincoln Continental. Big car. It is a home for banana boxes, which is that's okay. All right, so behind you, we have a 36 Chevy. This is one that was actually driven.
It's got an 08 inspection sticker on it.
Yeah, Street Ride National. So this is probably one of the ones that was driven most recently. It's a complete car. And it's got really neat, I mean, as far as what I'm into, really neat Stuart Warner gauges in there.
Interesting wood panel doors.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, it's got the bucket seats. It's pretty cool, but it's wood steering wheel. But again, this one looks like one you could get in and drive. I mean, it's got a small block in it, so it's, you know, it's all there. Just turnkey probably with a little bit of work. So you're going to notice a theme throughout a couple of these videos. Corvairs, bunch of Corvairs. So it's a Corvair convertible, which as far as Corvairs go is a little more desirable for these. It's kind of like this nice beige gold hue. The top is actually like really nice or solid on it, if you will. Raccoons were playing on it, but overall it's really solid. The rear window's still in it. Let's see what the interior looks like. Oh man.
This thing is nice.
Yeah, it's actually like super
Carpet's
nice.
Super nice.
Factory race. Let's swing that light towards the mileage. It's only got, is it 63? 40? 73,000 miles.
72,000?
Yeah. I mean, the interior is like minty on this thing. So, as far as Corvair convertibles go, this thing looks really solid and really nice. I can't wait to see how this thing looks out in the daylight. So, this car is one that's probably near and dear to my heart. My father had one of these before I was born, and when he bought his first house, he junked it. So it was a Chrysler Imperial. This is like as fancy as it gets for the Chryslers in the time. I mean, the styling on this car is like amazing. I love this car. If I had the space, I would love to own this car.
This would take up like the whole bed.
Yeah, this thing's bigger than the meat truck. So, but what's really cool about these Imperials, love them or hate them. What do we got in here?
It's also on the ground over here.
Schoolhouse kit. Anyways, sorry.
Sidetracked.
Sidetracked. So, the spare tire on the back of these, whether you love it or hate it, I actually kind of love it, is really cool. The color of the paint, it's like that seafoam type color. We'll have to see when we get out in the daylight, but this car is just like phenomenal. So the interior on these cars, like, I go nuts for. The steering wheel, look at the push button transmission on the side there where you do the push button for the push button trans. The interior, it's just like super cool car. You could tell this is one that was, you know, again, was probably driven in here and then drove something else. The inspection sticker on this guy is 76, so this one's been sitting just a little bit longer. It is a four-door, but I feel like for these cars, a four-door doesn't really matter that much because it's awesome. I mean, this car is great. So this car, mileage-wise, again, most of these cars are pretty low. It's 81,000 on this one. Just basically, it's just dirty from sitting, but the car itself is really, really great shape.
All right, Matt finally found the release.
Yeah, so again, you got to be careful with these.
No Hemi.
No Hemi, but man, I mean, this thing looks like it's still oily. It's like you could just drive the thing, but really cool. It's got the factory.
Full pouch?
No, it's not windshield washer.
Oh.
It's got the little bag there. So super cool, but everything's there. Battery was pulled out of it, but otherwise it's good. But this thing is awesome. Man, I'd love to drive this thing. So this is a 39 Chevy that's tucked in the corner. Obviously like an old street rod or hot rod. Didn't even look in this one yet. Oh, wow.
Still Warner gauges?
Yeah. It's got a full row of gauges in it.
I'm coming.
It's got,
gonna come back here.
It's got neat bucket seats in it. The lap belts.
It's got a bunch of dash plates over there.
Yeah, for a bunch of shows. So, again, running, driving car that looks like it wouldn't take much. It's in hot rod primer, but it's all there. Let's see what it's got for an engine. Got a little window here. Oh! Olds Rocket.
That's pretty rad.
That is killer. Oh my God. Let's see more of that. Can I see that? Let's see the light here. Actually, I'll shine a light. What's it got for a car? It's got a 4-barrel in it, I believe.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
Oh, that's killer. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah. So 39 Chevy with an Olds Rocket. That makes it way more interesting.
Inspected in 1970. I think.
Let's see here.
Something.
9/1.
What's it say down
8.
there?
This is good until
October.
31st of 78.
78.
Yes, so underneath the crack it says good till 78, so it's 70, 77, 78 was when it was last driven. But pretty cool as an Olds Rocket. Look at the hubcap collection. It's like pretty remarkable. He's able to start organizing all his hubcaps in here. Really cool. But this car, this is really neat. It's been sitting a while, but the fact that it's got an Olds in it, I think makes it really, really cool. And this would be a neat one to just redo and drive. All right, so got a 3031 Model A 4-door here that is a kind of neat brownish maroon. I think it's a brown color that is really, really neat. Complete car. I mean, everything's here. Looks pretty much mostly stock. Again, probably an amateur restoration, but the car is really, really solid. It's all here. So this is a great car just to put back on the road, drive, and enjoy. It's cool seeing that. All right, so we're looking at this Mustang here, which I took a second take when it's so packed in we could barely see it. So what we noticed was right away I saw the 351 badge. That's
See it from this angle.
yeah, but right in there, 351, good. So it's still got the 351 in it. We looked at the old paperwork for it, and I think it's It's a little over 100,000 miles it has on it, which is really hard to believe because the car is extremely clean. But the interior, this is what makes this neat, is it's a Grande edition, so it has like the fancy interior. So it's got like wood on the dash, a little bit different interior. It's got like the vinyl on the top here, but everything's like super nice on this thing, like from what I can tell. Now the back panel's hidden. We will find out when we dig it out exactly what shape it's in. But again, another car that looks like you could put gas in it, mess with the ignition a little bit, put some fuel in it, boom, fire right up. So this car actually, I think they even found like the original information about the original owner that he bought it from. So super cool that this car is so complete and so nice. And actually, we'll get a shot here of the interior. I'll open the door and show you guys the funky but cool interior. Oh man, ready? Oh boy. Oh, first time it's been open in a long time. All right, ready? Let me know. Look at that interior. Look how clean the dash is. And you notice the sticker it's on for the seatbelt?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got the automatic seatbelt sticker, or whatever you want to call it, the safety belt sticker still on the steering, or on the door card. But really, really neat car. Everything looks original on it, which is really great. And we even found some Will Rogers stamps. These might be valuable. All right, so that's just a quick walkthrough of building number 1. That is Larry Schroll's amazing collection that's going to be going up for auction in various auctions over the spring, summer, and fall of 2020. For any of you guys that missed the first video, you can actually, we'll put a little drop down here where you guys can click and watch the original video, but you can click the link down below. We're going to have a link to the auctioneer's website that you guys can click. Make sure you follow along on their website to follow for all the dates that are leading up. We're going to be doing all of these cars that we've talked about, all the parts you see around, and everything. So there's enough for everybody to go around and purchase this stuff, and I can't wait to see what we find. Make sure you subscribe to our channel down below. We're going to be doing videos throughout this whole entire process, showing you guys all the cars, what we find, what condition they're in, and getting you guys the most information. And I want to see some of these cars get into your hands and get back on the road. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.